Alrighty, folks, welcome back to another episode here where we're in the midst of a war against the Ruskies. And one thing that I want to do here against the Ruskies, unfortunately, if I want to have those picture-perfect borders, we can see that Uriel is spread beyond its initial starting zone area. And yeah, now here's the thing. Due to what's going on with Kiev, I'm going to be giving this to the Crimea, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is because it's we can do it now and begin to work this out. So my plan is to snickety snake him out here to the Perm region and take a bunch of region for myself to where I can core it up, state it up, convert the border here. But hopefully he will fully accept Perm if we do that, as there's not that much territory in the Crimea remaining. He could probably, yeah, accept this culture, considering this is 23. I hope so. Otherwise, I've been thinking about the situation out here, and we do have to wait till we're at peace. But there's a couple things. We're so starved for Diplo points. I figured I might just try to integrate the Mamelukes. And when I conquer Egypt, we could just use our admin points to do that. So that's one thing I'm thinking about. Rather than the reconquest, I kind of regret having attacked him and so on because we're over our Diplo slots. And with that in mind, what I'm thinking about doing here is giving Syria and Egypt to Ragusa, so it will be a nice border like this, a nice colony, if you will, and then giving all of this to Savoy and the rest of North Africa to Savoy, and then whatever more it takes to get Savoy within 1,000 development. After taking this province, this province, this province, and handing off the rest of northern Italy, they're not going to be that far, and handing off all of this, that far from 1,000 dev. Otherwise, yeah, let's get into things. I'll truce this up with Great Britain, and I'm going to march this guy over. I'm going to bring my navy over here, and we're going to attack Britain simultaneously. However, it's going to be a bit much for me to take 100% overextension. What I will take is the Isle of Man, I suppose. So we're at war with Russia, but Russia should be a joke compared to us. Now, I've had a lot of suggestions on how to improve the Brittany prestige, and I feel that. I'm glad for your suggestions, guys, on how to improve the Brittany prestige. I believe it's only 50 prestige, which is required, and therefore Brittany should be able to go Empire Government rank right now, but maybe they only do it at peace, so I don't know. The game's a little bit bizarre in that way, that they don't accept Empire Government rank. But here's hoping that it can be done here, considering he's over. Either way, I will try to utilize some of those techniques on the other personal unions. Check that out. None of his allies will back him up. Perfect. Fantastic. This guy does not have a general. See how we fare in the woods. No stack wipe. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, I forgot about my lightship. That's just my trademark, guys. I did it intentionally. You guys thought that was a mistake? Nope. Intentional. Whoa. He had, you know, about 100,000 troops out of my line of sight there, fighting where we're getting -1 to rolls, so that's really cool. But plot twist, we're Germans, so even in the woods we defeat him 2-1, no big deal. Plot twist, German. So get wrecked. Looks like we're going to win that. Well, I'll try to sneak the third stack across as well. Otherwise, these forts fall really slowly. which is really, really good. Apparently we can tick up at a really far ahead type cost, which is good. Yeah, so I'm going to have some overextension in Russia to work with the perm situation. I have a stated territory freed up and ready to go. And hopefully I'll unstate the, I guess, what is this called? I should know, I'm just tired. Venetia, the area of Venetia. So, epically, we PU'd Crimea and Savoy, obviously, both having high relations now, which feels fantastic. Did we stack wipe Great Britain there? We totally did. Oh, mate. Get Riccarino'd. So what are we currently using here? The development cost reduction. Now, I think that was for Kiev. That did not work out very well, did it? We just increased the cost of Kiev to be incorporated into the country. So let's go back to discipline. So we already have manpower and ideas. I think this is ideal for us right now. Oh no, my military advisor died. Aha, but we have another one. Oh wait, he's Algerian. RIP. Algerian, are you serious? So I guess we lost some light ships by the looks of things. But honestly, our influence over the English Channel will be really supreme once we conquer all the stuff. How badly do we need light ships? I don't think very badly at all. Oh, I was told I was collecting in the Baltic. And you guys were right. In that kind of sweet spot where I hardly pay attention to my economy anymore. Not often that the collective hive mind of the poop tube is wrong. So this guy, we want to take his capital. We could just peace him now. That's fine. I don't mind if Russia uses a slot here. Alright, so I was requested to restore Armenia for bonus points, lads. For bonus points. And I'll try. Now, the problem with restoring Armenia is that Armenia has very peculiar borders culturally in the beginning of the game. It's this one, this one, and see, I don't know. This one. So it's these two need to be converted. This one, and not that one. So 4. And I'll try, but it's not easy, lads. It's not easy. We'd kind of have to hope that Circassia oh no, we seem to have lost a bunch of mercenaries here. We would basically have to hope that Circassia would state it, core it up, whatever, culture, accept Reno it up, after converting it and handing it off to him. Which is no guarantee. I don't know otherwise how I would do it apart from owning it myself. Well, this is awkward because we're not going to win that with the reinforcements nearby. But London is not worth the same as his capital is to us, as it is to them. Alright, so we have absolutism. Let's just be vigilant here. And siege up a lot of Russian clay. Don't need that one. Just make sure the borders are right. Okay, so we're going to do something like this here. Which is how much war score? 82. Oh boy, not looking forward to this war. We're going to have to core up, occupy. We're going to have to occupy a lot of stuff. Dude, I keep getting that event. Rep army professionalism, which never goes up. We can roll military leaders. It's not a problem. Now, do I have my navy stationed in London? Nope, I don't. So that's okay. If it falls, it's not the end of the world. Okay, Northumberland has fallen. Yeah, so I'm going to try to fulfill your desires, lads, of the Armenia. We're going to do Anatolia, Armenia for the gigs, for the giggles. Syria, Egypt, we're going to try to do in North Africa. All that is just for flavor. But for me, it's all about Europe. And when our truce comes up next with Austria in 3 years, then we can finally conquer and accept, once we take these 5 states, the most superior European group. The most genetically superior, okay? Just saying. Not racism, but definitely racism. The good kind, you know? It's just the good kind of racism, so don't worry about it. Not the bad kind. Not to be misconstrued with the bad kind of racism. You guys know what I'm saying. Yeah, such a funny guy. Still got it. Still got it. Siena? Quickly! Wait, when does Siena even exist nowadays? He must have a colony. Oh my goodness. Does he have... What's up with these guys having random provinces? No colonial ideas. Random provinces. It's the same with the Papal State. Like, how do you even pull that off, guys? Say I in chat if you are also the good kind of racist. Oh, don't say that actually. Feel free to say it, alright? But make sure to attach some kind of strategic code. Alright, lads? I don't know where I'm going with this. Well, I guess this 0.22 is worth it, question mark. Question mark. There's hardly any time remaining in the game. What about trade stuff? We have stock exchange. The thing was... There we go, build one there. We're never going to fully own this region, so I think those would be worth it. But yeah, we have most of the wealth in Germany is just automatically going through, as you guys can see, 0 there. This is mostly Hungary, which I will eliminate and own. So there's not much point improving our trade power. Do I have this right? Yeah, it's just trade power. It doesn't increase trade value. We have just about all, and we will have just about all of the trade power. Whatever. These aren't too... I should have taken the March one, but yeah, not too much value for us any longer. Finally, our subjects come out here and make... Why should I have to do all the work at this stage, am I right? This is what we gave birth to you for, lads. This is why I knew we had sons and daughters for a reason. To do something, make some use of you. Okay, this guy's about to get uber caught with no general in the farmlands. That would be good. Now, in GB's case, I hate to do this, but let's check. I can't check. Okay, so it's about 10 overextension. Now, will I be able to give all of this to Savoy? No, probably not. Shoot. I have to decide how much of England and Britain I wish to take. We could release Man immediately, but... and then therefore hand off a lot of stuff, but then that's a Diplo slot. That can be handed off to Brittany, so that's free. Do I dare... make another slot? Maybe I do. Let's do manpower here in the meantime. Do we go over another slot? It slows down this, though. It's either take another Diplo slot or reduce the amount of land I take here dramatically. To maybe about that much, or just overextend. Why don't we just overextend? We're pretty stable. Let's just overextend. I like that. I prefer that. Let's just overextend. Alright, that's what we're going to do. Let's continue on with things. He's caught. Yep, he's caught. This guy's going down. Oh, I almost feel bad for him. That's just ridiculous. Didn't even last a day, boys. Didn't even last a day. So, the thing about Russia is we're going far. We're going deep. Let's equip some kind of siege general. And he's got an awful lot of troops that we might run into. Who wants to be vigilant at this late hour? But the fort level is low, so it should fall very quickly. Now that's all of Perm, right? These three here. Alright, make sure I'm not taking other cultures that I don't desire. There we go. The problem is I also have... oh, we should take London back. I also have to... hand provinces off to the Crimea. Let's go overall leader slots. I don't mind doing that. We have military points, and this is just getting really tedious at this stage. The military points are the one point that we genuinely have. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is we hand provinces off to the Crimea, but of course he doesn't have the same kind of absolutism that we do, so then therefore it's basically inevitable to go over... that we will overextend or take hardly any land at all. So why don't we just go ahead and take a whole bunch. Look at Lapland, boys. That looks beautiful. And he's making me so proud with his full acceptance. What a legend. I left the Navy there. What is wrong with me? I am genuinely tired. Don't critique me. Don't critique me with my superior naval admiral skills. Everybody's like, Monk, why didn't you just strategic? I'm like, because I haven't slept in my whole life. That's why. Give me a break. Everybody wants me to... I'm not here, like, pontificating about the existence of God here, lads. Alright, I'm playing an entire elaborately long series. You freaking guys. Have some dang respect when you criticize me. Oh, can we make it onto Ireland due to Brittany's badass fleet? Yes, we can. By the way, God exists confirmed. I already confirmed that, so that's why. That's the only reason why I'm not pontificating. Started with that, ended up with owning EU4. Priorities. Frick. How strong are you, Ruskies? He's got no cannons. He's got one cannon, so the answer to that is quite clear. Oh, he's also left the Provence. Well, 24% integrated Kiev, so it's definitely, it's a thing. It's doable. Should we talk about why I believe in God, guys? How about we do that? That sounds like a really good thing to do here at midnight when I've been up all since like 4 o'clock in the morning. Sounds like a really good thing. On the internet as well. Yep. On the internet. Sounds like not a blunder at all, guys, but I'll literally divulge the YouTube comments into chaos, alright, lads? Are you ready? My job, explain why I believe in God. Your job, divulge YouTube comments into chaos. Complete and utter chaos. So you guys, are we on the same page? Alright, lads. So the reason that I believe in God, alright, and I don't believe what these scientism careerists tell me to believe, okay, is it's quite simple. It's because so just for the record, I grew up in a completely secular society. New Zealand is very secular. It's not very religious, although we have a religious history, just like all European lads. But the reason that I believe in God is quite simple and straightforward. People ask me, am I religious and things like that, and I say no. And do you know why I say no? Because it's condescending. Alright, that's why I say no. Because if I am right, then how in fact is that religious? I don't understand. I believe what I believe because I think it's true. There's no religion involved. Right? I'm just the same as you guys who believe what you believe because you think it's true. But sometimes I say yes for convenience. Not to confuse people, not to be too arrogant or whatever. But, yeah, the reason why is quite simple. It's because I was created, that's why. I know I was created. Some people say, well, how do you know, though? People really like to embrace the unknown, right? Isn't, yes, we converted it. That state's freed up finally, and Savoy's gonna look good. Not atheist, but what's the other word that people throw around, excuse me? If I wasn't so tired, I would know it, because I do know the word. And you guys probably know the word. What just happened? I thought it said Greece rivaled me. I was like, what? Agnostic. Yeah. Basically, agnostic means unknowing. So people really like to make the case that they don't know. And even to their own kind of destruction, I would say, you don't know you were created, you can't prove it. Might all be in your mind, mate. Well, maybe, but I literally remember evolving. I remember not knowing anything and then knowing stuff. Did Austria just declare... What? Ming just attacked Austria? Why? Over assets? What? What? What is going on? Do you guys want to explain to me why all these Europeans have colonies when they don't have colonial ideas? Because it's really becoming a detriment now. I'm going to have to fight Ming over Austria once it becomes a tribute. Freak. I'm pissed. Oh, well. Oh, man. Well, looks like I'm going to have to ramp up the troops. Everybody's like, why don't you buy more troops? I'm like, because I don't need them. I'm going to have to ramp up the troops now if we're going to go kill Ming. Yeah, I remember being created, guys. I remember being little. I remember learning. I remember evolving. I remember my mindset changing. I remember growing in height. I remember... And human beings are created. They're created. You can observe it. You can measure it. You can demonstrate it. You can recreate it. Unlike the supposed scientific claims that you can supposedly do that, but of course you cannot. You 100% cannot. And with that in mind, the same thing can be extrapolated to animals. Animals were created. There's no margin of error. I'm not creating a straw man. There is zero margin of error. If there's a dog that exists, that dog was created. You don't need to demonstrate it because it cannot exist having not been created. Creation is a pretext to existence every time. How many times? One time? No. 2 times? No. 50% of times? No. 70% of times? No. 88% of times? No. 99% of times? No. 99.9999% of times? No. 100% of times. Creation is a pretext to existence, and that can be demonstrated, observed, measured, recreated, etc. And the same thing, of course, cannot just be extrapolated to animals, but all life forms. And that's why I believe I was created, and I believe in creation, and I am a creationist. Because I believe it's 100% scientific. And you might say, but Monk! As you scratch your head when confronted by original thought, and you say, but what about as you think of something that's not created, because just about everything literally is created, and you scratch your head and you think, but what about a stone, Monk? Ha ha! A stone! That wasn't created, and that's why I say, well, I think it was. Do you want to prove that it was not created? Huh? Do you want to prove that a stone was not created? Did you forget? We're talking about what I believe and why. Science boy. Science boy. That's what we're talking about. I'm not the scientific establishment. That's you, right? Science boy. So why don't you go ahead and prove to me that a rock was not created? Now, never mind that. I'll believe you. I'll take your word for it. Why don't you prove to me that anything was not created? No, never mind that. I believe you. I'll take your word for it. Why don't you give me one example? Why don't you demonstrate that it is even within the realm of possibility? If you do that, you got me. I'll change my belief system just for you. If you demonstrate that it is within the realm of possibility for something to exist having not been created. But you can't do that. Because it's a religion. It is a religion, and these careerist assholes who live like modern-day aristocrats, they benefit from teaching you it and publishing their next book and getting a pay rise and a new job as a professor. So you go get your daddy, okay, or you go get your professor, your pastor. No, excuse me, not pastor, your professor. It's all very sophisticated, you see. I couldn't possibly understand. It's all very sophisticated. And you go get your professor, your daddy, so your professor, and say, Daddy, Professor, how is it that and you go see how that flies. Because Daddy doesn't like it when you talk back. That's not part of the gig. Because I said so. Stop me when I'm wrong. You know, education is one of the only circumstances where the consumer is completely and utterly sort of at the will, at the mercy. The consumer is at the mercy to the people who are providing an education. It's very unusual. You would think that you pay all this money, right, for your education, that these people would be at your will, at your mercy. But they're not. They're not. It's very peculiar, right? And of course, it's the Department of Education, right, of the government. So, for example, I'm a big believer in conspiracy facts. So, for example, if I said, wow, the United States people over the last 50 years have been indoctrinated from the top down into non-belief, you might think, oh, well, that's very controversial conspiracy theory, but it's also fact. It's fact. A minority of people educating the public to know better. That they're just soulless sacks of chemicals, right? Of course, funded by the public purse. From the top down, the monolithic government teaching people what's up. Frick, I seem to have got caught here. Dang it. And yeah, it's fact. It's fact, right? You can be like, well, I disagree. Well, it's very good. Well, I like it. So be it. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion, but it's fact. I mean, the American people were very religious. Now they're not. It's a minority of people who converted them to be that way. But yeah, that's why I believe what I believe. That's why, to anybody wondering. You guys probably don't wonder at all or care. But that's why. I am a big pusher of principle. And if I am wrong, if I'm mistaken, I am perfectly content with that because it's me who's mistaken. If many people out there, I dare say you, are mistaken or correct, let's say you are correct, well, it's just a coincidence that your daddy told you something that was right as opposed to something wrong. And there's one thing that Budget Monk cannot stand more than anything else in the world. And that is people who behave the same and expect to be treated differently. You damn peasants. Or people who behave differently and expect to be treated the same. Same thing. Look how bad my manpower is. Man, this is why Budget Monk shouldn't have a few drinks, right? Because it's the weekend here, and and record late at night after a hard day's work, guys. This is why. Did you learn your lesson? So I want some apologies in the comment section. Sorry, Monk. Sorry for being told off, Monk. No, but seriously though, I don't know why. I feel like a lot of people don't have the capacity to think individually, and it depresses me. For real, it does depress me. But I understand the dynamic because it's part of my belief system that I just talked about, and that there genuinely are leaders and followers in this world, and not one position is not more prestigious than the other, because although everybody naturally thinks, oh, I would like to be a leader, or that sounds good. Well, as it happens, followers play a very good role. You know, as people are pontificating about such high and important things, well, many people who are obsessed with more mundane things are actually achieving things, building things, constructing things. They're not wasting their time, if you will. If everybody was pontificating, then nothing would get done. And I genuinely believe that. But at the end of the day, I think due to my own ability to think, I do think in some ways I am a leader, and I might be wrong in that regard, so be it. But after coming to that conclusion, I damn well am determined to do a good job. Alright, because I'm what we call an old school tryhard. An old school tryhard. How are we going to get enough war score? Ticking war score? What's going out on the New World, man? Seriously? These 13 colonies are just like better than all of North America? Dang, look at Holland out here, dude. Cool. Anyways, New Spain, etc. You're letting me down. I'm sick of this. I'll take man just in case I want it. Well, we should do Russia first. So this is this culture, Bashkiri. It's Bashkiri, which means I need to state that up to convert it. Yeah, this might sound arrogant to you guys, but if you knew me, you would know that this is the case. I seem to have some autistic capacity, idiot savant capacity for individual thought. I don't know why. It's probably what normies would say is genetic. And again, that might sound arrogant, but it is in fact true. It's actually part of when people look at my strengths of EU4, that's where a lot of it comes from. But when people look at my weaknesses of EU4, it's where a lot of that comes from, is because the only reason I'm good at all at EU4 in terms of my strategies and so on is because I don't consider the constraints and everything that everybody else is doing. I just do my own thing 100%. But then people are surprised about like, whoa, Bojamel, you're so new. Why don't you do it? And it's because it's like, dude, I'm just lazy and busy, etc. I don't take it that seriously. I don't know what has already been previously established and learnt and so on. I'm just completely carried by my ability to think about my own things and not worry about what other people are doing. And that's why I'm so bad in some cases. So I'm thinking here, let's give it over to Crimea. Here we go. I want to snake him out. That's priority. Snickety snake him. I believe, like, if you imagine there's like an atmosphere, everybody exhales and everybody inhales, and everybody's exhaling thoughts and opinions and ideas. And what happens is we're all mouth breathing each other's thoughts and opinions and ideas in. We're all okay, guys. And I think that there is only a few locations where those is a Savoy. Yes, it is. Ideas, thoughts, and opinions originate. There's only a few locations, and they get breathed in and out, and repeated. But there's only a few locations where they originate. And yeah, maybe nobody thinks that's profound at all, but that is an example of an original thought. I haven't read that anywhere or anything. And I could... Frick, let's be careful. I didn't give it away, did I? No. Phew, okay, state this up. I could give... Why? Why can't I call that? I should be able to call that, because my subject owns it. No. Your subject doesn't need to core them up, does he? Okay. Crap. Maybe a month needs to go by, or maybe we'll just have that uncored for a while. But let's give him the rest of this stuff up here. Yeah, I could give a lot of examples of original thoughts as well, guys, but it's just controversial stuff. What I've said already is controversial stuff, and let's just say Budget Monk he's crazy. You're crazy, Monk. You're real crazy. Alright, so 99%. That looks good. Shoot. Alright. Crimea's going to have to call that stuff up, I guess. We're overextended for a while. We're overextended here. And what's our... we're barely over. Rip. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Well, we did end up being 10% over. I'm just going to core everything I can and then cancel the ones that I don't wish to core. There's so many in North Africa, maybe that was a bad call. I can't core them either, apparently. So your vassals do, in fact, need to... Because it's not in coring range. But I should be able to core this, though, through Spain. Wait, what's going on? I need this age bonus of ignoring core. I wish I took that. Frick, man. We'll get it soon. Because I need to work on converting this area out here. But there we go. Great Britain shreked. Maybe I shouldn't core this stuff that we're just going to hand off. Any of the Welsh stuff, I'm not going to core either. Which hopefully we won't have it going for too long. I'm going to try to improve relations with the Mamluks here, give them a gift, etc. I should have worked on that already, but we've been struggling a little bit with the number of diplomats that we have. And he will integrate really quickly. He takes 55 diplo points. And then, yeah, it's admin points that we will spend with the Ottoman situation. I could take this and then I wouldn't be overextended. But I kind of value my admin points more than that. Anyway, Savoy's looking really nice, but I'd like to take out some of the more Italians that we don't have truce with. But the next move we're going to do is Austria. And hopefully, considering his capital's out here and so on, hopefully Austria's still free in the next... when our truce comes up next year. as it is the end of the year. Gotcha. Let's give this to Brittany. I wonder if that sorts us out. $13. It won't be. Yeah, it's still overextended. Alright. Well, anyways, you guys learned something about Monk this episode, and you probably think I'm a full-blown retard, but that's alright, guys. Just remember that you are entitled to your own opinion, your thoughts, feelings, and opinions, but you're not entitled to your own truth. Alright, guys, so just make sure that Budget Monk didn't align his view with the truth rather than what suits him the most, or else you might embarrass yourself. See you next time, guys.